Herbert Finner, and I am your host. Yes. Today, my friends, we're going to be talking about practicing. Yes, we're going to look at practicing and how practicing is very important, how practice is essential for anything that we're striving to do, anything that we're striving to accomplish. Oftentimes, teach on the five P's, and the P's is simply proper preparation prevents poor performance. Yes, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And I've learned, through personal experiences, that one of the best ways to prevent poor performance, my friend, is to practice. Yes, we all heard it said that practice makes perfect. But I'm here to let you know today, my friend, that practice does not make perfect. However, practice does make improvement. Yes, practice, it doesn't make perfect. It doesn't make you perfect. It doesn't leave you without mistakes, but it will make you better. So we're going to talk about the importance of practicing and how practicing will allow you to achieve mastery. Practicing will allow you to focus on consistency, dedication, as well as improvement. So we're going to talk about just practicing. Why is it important for you, my friend, to practice? Aristotle once said that we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. Yes, excellent, my friend, is not a one-time thing. Excellent, my friend, is a habit. And we know that a habit is something that we do unconsciously, something that we do over and over again without even thinking about it, because is a habit. Another word for a habit is an addiction. Yes, an addiction is also a habit. So we're talking about learning, we're talking about practicing, we're talking about creating positive habits so that we can get the desired results that we're looking for. So, my question for you today is, why is practicing essential for achieving mastery in any field? Why is it important, my friend, that you practice? One of the reasons it's important, my friend, that you practice is because when you don't practice, it's going to show up. Yes, it's going to show up when you don't practice. Oftentimes talk about boxing, and I remember Mike Tyson was fighting Buster Douglas, and Buster Douglas actually won that particular fight. And after the fight, one of the things that Mike said was he underestimated his opponent, for one, and two, he didn't continue with his discipline. He didn't continue with his practice. And once again, proper preparation prevents poor performance. So we see a situation where we had a champion who neglected the practice. And as a result of him neglecting the practice, it showed up in the ring. Yes, it showed up in the ring because champions, my friend, doesn't become a champion while they're in the ring. That's not where they become champions at. Champions become champions outside of the ring. It's only inside of the ring where they're actually understood as champions. When they're inside the ring, they're actually given the credit to be champions, but that's not where they become champions. They become champions outside of the ring. Everything that you do to practice, everything that you do in your preparation is what make you a champion. Thing is going to reveal what you did outside of the ring. So what you done outside of the ring is going to show up, my friend, when you get in the ring. So if you wasn't practicing outside of the ring, what do you think gonna happen when you get inside the ring? If you wasn't doing your homework, if you wasn't practicing at home, what do you think gonna happen when you get in front of the classroom? What do you think gonna happen when you get in front of that test? When you take that test, when you know, my friend, that you wasn't practicing. So I want to ask you a question today. Do you have a desire to get better? When it comes down to your gifts, and we've been talking about gifts for the past week or so, we've been talking about talents, and I've been sharing with you that your gifts are your superpowers. However, even when it comes down to superpowers, even when it comes down to your gifts, even when it comes down to the things that you think or you consider to be good at, it still takes practice. It takes practice for you to become good. It takes practice for you to become great. It takes discipline. Everyone that we look at that is great, everyone that we look at that excelled, it's because they didn't take practice lightly. It's because they understood the importance of practice. For example, when we look at Michael Jordan had a serious work ethic. We're talking about Michael Jordan with practice. He beat everybody in the gym. And he stayed in the gym when everyone else was still gone. And we've seen the results of his practice. You're talking about one of the best players in the world who didn't neglect practice. And practice is what made him to be the great man, the great basketball player that he is. Another one that followed in his footsteps was Kobe Bryant. Same work ethics. Practice, practice, practice. Did it make him perfect? No, it didn't make him perfect, but it made him better. It made him great. It made him exceptional, but it didn't make him perfect. So we're talking about practicing here. So why is practicing central for achieving mastery in any field? Because practice makes improvement. The only way you're going to get better at anything, my friend, you got to practice. You got to work on it. And sometimes you don't want to practice, but you don't want to lose either. You don't want to fail either. So if you're really trying to win, my friend, if you're really trying to get ahead, then you have to practice your craft. You have to study your craft. You have to know what you know. Study, work hard, practice before you get in the ring. Don't get in the ring of life without practicing, because it's going to expose you. It's going to expose you for that lack of practice. I remember years ago when I first gotten, into the field of coaching and training, I was trying to get this contract with this particular school. But the reality was I wasn't ready. Poor performance because I lacked preparation. I mean, after that meeting was over, I knew that I wasn't going to get that contract. And I went back home and I reflected on all that went wrong. And all that went wrong was proper preparation prevents poor performance. So I didn't prepare properly. And it didn't allow me to prevent poor performance. And I know some of you right now, you're looking at, some of the things that you're doing and you're saying to yourself, I'm not as good as I know I could be. I know I can be better. But are you willing to practice? Are you willing to make some sacrifices in order for you, my friend, to get better? Every time, I come on a video, every time I do a live, every time I'm on Facebook, I'm practicing. Every day I wake up in the morning, I'm practicing. Because I know, my friend, that practice is going to make me better. Practice is going to help me to get to where I'm trying to be. It's going to help me to get to the desired results that I have for myself and for my dreams. So what's keeping you from practicing something that you say that you love to do, something that you say that you're passionate about, something that you say that you've been called to do? What's keeping you, my friend, from practicing? What's keeping you from being exceptional? It's a lack of practice. Not understanding how important practice is. If you ever failed the test, if you ever missed the assignment, my friend, you know how important it is to practice. If you're in the sports, if you ever lost the game, you know how important it is, my friend, to practice. Because how can you expect to compete if you don't practice? How do you expect to compete with anybody in your arena, in your field, in your expertise, if you, my friend, if you don't practice? How do you expect to win the game if you don't practice? How do you expect to get better if you don't practice? If you don't practice better habits, if you don't practice better disciplines, how do you expect to get better, my friend? practice makes improvement. My next question is, how does consistent practice lead to long-term success? Yes, consistency in your practice. See, you can't just practice hard for one day and think that you're going to get the results that you want. Practice, my friend, is something that you have to do daily. Practice is something that you have to work on every day. And that's one thing that I do every day. I work on me. And some of you saying, what is every day? Every day, my friend, is every day. Yes, every day. Every day I'm working on something to get better. Every day I'm practicing my craft. Every day I'm developing content. If you don't see me on these social platforms, it's because I'm behind the scenes working. I'm always working. I'm always creating. I'm always being innovative. I'm always practicing because I'm trying to prevent poor performance, my friend. So you have to practice. Are you serious about your dreams? Are you serious about your goals? Are you serious about making a team? Are you serious about being on top? Are you serious about being great and leaving a legacy? And if so, my friend, then you have to practice. You have to work on some things. You have to develop some things. You have to get stronger in some areas. You have to learn some different things. That's what practice is all about. And when we practice with a goal in mind. So first and foremost, what are you practicing for? Why do you need to practice? I'm practicing so I can be better. I'm practicing so I can be effective. I'm practicing, my friends, so I can build my business, so I can live the life that God has called me to live. I'm practicing. So preparation. I'm to prevent poor performance. That's why I practice. If you want to win, my friend, then you have to find time to practice. Win every day. Every day you have to practice. I know people who want to get in the game, but don't want to go to practice. I know a lot of people, they'd expect to get in the game, but they don't want to practice. They don't want to put no time in working on themselves, developing their craft, developing their skill set. But they saying, Coach, put me in. I don't know what type of coach you had when you were coming up, but I had the type of coach when you didn't show up for practice, my friend, you didn't get in the game. You didn't get in the game because you didn't respect practice. You didn't respect the most important thing, and that's preparation. So that when you get in the game, you know what to do. When you get in the game, you get in the game with determination and focus. You get in the game with a winning mindset because you know that I practice. I did my homework. I put in the time. I didn't quit. But you have to practice. Jordan was known for relentless practice habits. Tiger Woods, Serena Williams, the Williams sisters, known for their relentless practice. Mike Tyson, known for their relentless practice. But it didn't make them perfect. It didn't make none of them perfect. None of them is perfect. But it made them better. It made them great. It put them in a class all by themselves because they was willing to do what others wasn't willing to do. They was willing to practice when everybody else wanted to be sleeping. They was willing to work on their craft. Are you going to practice, my friend? How is your preparation today? How is your practice today? Are you working on your craft today? Do you see yourself getting better? Do you see yourself getting stronger? Or do you see yourself getting frustrated? If you see yourself getting frustrated, my friend, you're still in good company. Because one thing about practice, it's not always good. Practice is hard. Practice takes discipline. Practice takes sacrifice. So it's not always going to be pleasant when you practice. Sometimes, my friend, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. But I guarantee you that if you stick with it, it's going to be rewarding. I guarantee you, if you stick with practicing and practicing hard, I guarantee you, you will reap the benefits. I guarantee you, my friend, you will prevent poor performance and you will be great because that's greatness in you. That's greatness in you, my friend. So I just wanted to stop by today just to ask you, how is your preparation? How are you preparing for that job that you're looking for? How are you preparing for that career that you desire? How are you preparing for that relationship that you want? How are you preparing, to start your own business? How are you preparing to be successful? How is your practice? How is your preparation, my friend? What are you doing when no one else is looking? What are you doing when no one else is around you? No one else is watching you. What are you doing? And I ask this question because once again, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And if you're not preparing, it's going to show up when you get in the ring. It's going to show up when you stand in front of that exam. It's going to show up that you didn't practice. When you go in an interview, it's going to show, my friend, that you didn't practice. When you try out for the team, it's going to show, my friend, that you wasn't practicing. If your dreams matter, then you're not going to neglect the things that's going to add value to you. You're not going to neglect the things that's going to allow you to win the race. The only time I see people winning races that doesn't practice is those, my friend, who cheat. And one thing about cheating, you can't keep duplicating that because eventually, my friend, you will get caught. And another thing about cheating, my friend, you will be exposed for not preparing properly. Who are you, my friend? Are you practicing? What are you working on right now? What are you practicing today? What is one thing that you're going to continue to work on right now that you know is going to help you to become better? You got basketball players who practice on their dribble and they practice on their free throws and they practice their layups and they practice the bases and practice their defense and they practice, practice, practice. And you watch them. Same way with football. They practice, practice, practice. And when it's game time, it's time to show up. It's time to perform. It's time to get on the big stage and show what you was doing in private. Were you really practicing? Were you really putting the time in? Because it's going to show, my friend. We're about to embark on a new year. Yes, this year is about over. So I just want to ask a question as I prepare to close is how was your preparation for this year? Yes, how was your preparation? How was your practice? And did you get the desired results that you were looking for? And if not, my friend, then maybe you need more practice. You need to understand what it means to practice and the benefits that come with practicing your craft. And when I say practice, I'm talking about every day. If you want to be exceptional, if you want to be good, if you want to be great at what you do, my friend, then you have to practice every day. Do something to better yourself every single day. You have unlimited potential, my friend, but you have to practice because nobody starts off good. Nobody starts off great. Michael Jordan didn't start off good. He was cut. He was cut. They told him, you're not good enough to make the team this year. And he could have went home and laid down. He could have went home and thrown the towel. He could have went home and said, you know what? I'm not good enough. That's it. I quit. But that's not what he done. He went home and he practiced. And I'm talking about he practiced to the point where it became a habit. A That's what greatness is, my friend. That obsession of practicing, doing something that you really, really love to do. So we're talking about your practice, my friend. And no, practice doesn't make perfect, but practice does make improvement. And practice, my friend, will make you better. So if you're struggling with something right now, something new that you're trying to learn, and it can be frustrating trying to learn new things, don't quit, don't give up. Practice a little bit and then step away from it and then go back to it. Don't allow yourself to get frustrated. Don't allow yourself to push yourself so hard where you just quit. No. But just practice a little bit. 5 and 10 minutes, practice on something new. And then go back later on today and practice 10 to 15 more minutes. And every day you keep practicing and you keep adding more and more time to your practice. Different strategies to your practice, different things to your practice. But every day, and I guarantee you, if you practice every day, you will be great. You will, my friend, be better. So don't make no excuse today, but make some adjustments. Go back to the drawing board and practice. Get back on the court and practice. Open up the books and practice. When you go to work, practice. And continue, my friend, to grow and continue to get better. You can do it, but you have to practice. And you have to take it serious. Know your why. Why am I practicing? Why do I need to practice? Because I want to be great. I need to practice because I want to be better. I need to practice because I want to show up when game time comes, when I want to raise my hand and be the one to say, put me in, coach, I'm ready. That's what we do when we're ready. When we're ready to get in the game, we go to the coach and we say, put me in, coach, I'm ready. But coach ain't gonna put you in the game when he know you haven't been practicing. When he know you haven't showed up for practice, he's not gonna put you in the game because the reality is, my friend, you're not ready. You can't be ready when you skip practice. You can't be ready, my friend, because practice is what gets you ready. Are you ready to get in the game? Or are you ready to get serious about practicing so that you can develop your skill set and your mindset so that you can get in the game? The game of life, my friend. It's going to require you to practice. It's going to require you to become more disciplined to prevent poor performance, proper preparation, practice. Step away from it, go back to it, and practice. You're not going to start off good. That's why you're practicing. Don't get frustrated. That's why it's called practice. Keep practicing, my friend. Keep growing and keep getting better. My name is Coach Herb. This is Put Me in Coach. Y'all be great today and y'all be inspired today. Also, I would like to share with any of you who need help, who need a coach to come alongside to show you how to practice, to give you some skill sets and some trainings that can make you better. Reach out. Prevents poor performance. Are you ready to get in the game? Then all you got to do is reach out and say, put me in, coach. Yes, I'm ready to get in the game. You know, I'm ready to take my discipline serious. I'm ready to take my practice serious so that when I get in an arena, when I get in that field, when I get on that field, when I get on that court, when I get in that job, when I get in the marketplace, I'm going to be ready. Because I took practice serious, I'm going to be ready. Because I didn't neglect the practice. I didn't neglect, my friend, to prepare. So don't make the mistake that I made early on in my career where I didn't practice, my friend. Yes, I didn't practice and I looked bad. I felt bad. But it was a great lesson. It was a valuable lesson. It was a lesson, my friend, that I was never allowed to do again. That's why I'm going to prepare to prevent that from happening again. And I know many of you can relate to what I'm saying. Don't give up because it's hard. Don't give up because it's challenging. Anything that's worth having, it's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. Shoot your shot and keep shooting. Keep dribbling. Keep reading. Keep learning. Keep growing. And keep practicing. Y'all be great today. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Just keep practicing, my friend, and you will get better.